60 years ago, in February 1942, 25 locomotives were delivered from the American Locomotive Company to the Grand Trunk Railroad. Modern, massive, and fleet-footed, they were used in fast freight and passenger service between Detroit and Chicago, often running at sustained speeds approaching 80 miles per hour. The 6325 once pulled President Truman's campaign train, but in the late 1950s, with diesel power becoming common, she soon fell into disrepair. In October 1959, the locomotive was put on display in a park in Battle Creek, Michigan. In January 1999, the tedious and expensive project of rebuilding her at the Ohio Central's Morgan Run shop had begun. Join us for a look at the year 2001, where a steam odyssey that started almost 60 years ago continues. The labor and dedication required to bring this odyssey full circle would prove to be almost overwhelming. But for the locomotive and for the crew who rebuilt her, it would be the anticipation, the waiting, that would be the hardest part.
Oh, baby, don't it feel like heaven right now? Don't it feel like something from a dream? Hey, I've never known nothing quite like this. Don't it feel like the night might never be again? Baby, we know better than to try and pretend. Honey, no one could have ever told me about this. I said, yeah, 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 yeah. The waiting is the hardest part. Every day you see one more card. You take it on faith, you take it to the heart. The waiting is the hardest part. Well, yeah, you might have chased a couple women around. Oh, all that ever got you is down. Yeah, and there were those that made me feel good, but never as good as I feel right now. Baby, you're the only one that's ever known how to make me wanna live like I wanna live now. I said, yeah, 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 yeah. The waiting is the hardest part. Every day you get one more yard. You take it on faith, you take it to the heart. The waiting is the hardest part. Oh, don't let it kill you, babe. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it kill you, babe. Don't let it get to you. I'll be your bleeding heart. I'll be your crying fool. Don't let this go too far. Don't let it get to you. I said, yeah, 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 yeah. The waiting is the hardest part. Every day you get one more yard. You take it on faith, you take it to the heart. The waiting is the hardest part. The waiting is the hardest part. It's the hardest part. It's the hardest part.
In late July, temperatures outdoors soared to the high 90s, but the 6325 needed to be tested and fine-tuned. Inside the cab with a hot fire, temperatures were often unbearable, but for this crew of pyromaniacs, no problem. With a fall excursion schedule looming closer, word came down from the CEO. It was time to rock and roll.
All right. I got something to say. Yeah. It's better to burn out. Yeah. Than fade away. Outrage. Gonna start a fire. Come on, rise up, get around, rock this place to the ground, burn it up, smoke and roll, watch the night go up in smoke, rock on, drive me crazy, yeah. No serenade, no fire brigade, just a pyromania. Come on, what do you want? What do you want? Yes, I do. So let's shake it like gonna blow like dynamite. I don't care if it takes all night, gonna set this down light. Come on, what do you want? What do you want? All right. Just say you need it. Now listen to me. Burning, I got the fever. I know for sure there ain't no cure. So feel like nobody go with the flow. Give me one more for the road. Yeah. What do you want? What do you want? You betcha. Just say you need it. Say yeah. We're gonna rock that sound. Down to the ground.
Steam locomotion is often thought of in massive terms. The 6325's drivers stand 6 feet tall. Fully loaded, she weighs over 600,000 pounds. She can consume 20 tons of coal in 100 miles. Yet, this complex hulk of iron, steel, and brass operates as precisely as a Swiss watch, due to a relationship between man and machine that is perhaps the closest in the industrialized world. Throughout history, steam engineers, firemen, and mechanics, almost always male, have referred to their locomotives with reverence in the female gender. Indeed, running steam locomotives is a passion and a love. The crews of the Ohio Central share that passion, and while railroading in the present, they are driven by traditions of the past. There's a certain magic in the air when a locomotive's under steam. Listen close. You can almost feel her breathe.
I can feel the magic floating in the air. Being with you gets me that way. I watch the sunlight dance across your face, and I've never been this swept away. All my thoughts just seem to settle on the breeze when I'm lying wrapped up in your arms. The whole world just fades away. The only thing I hear is the beating of your heart. And I can feel you breathe, it's washing over me, and suddenly I'm melting into you. There's nothing left to prove, baby, all we need is just to be caught up in the touch, slow and steady rush. Baby, isn't that the way that love's supposed to be? I can feel you breathe. In a way, I know my heart is waking up as all the walls come tumbling down, closer than I've ever felt before. And I know, and you know, there's no need for words right now. And I can feel you breathe, washing over me, and suddenly I'm melting into you. There's nothing left to prove, baby, all we need is just to be caught up in the touch, the slow and steady rush. And baby, isn't that the way that love's supposed to be? I can feel you breathe. Just breathe. Caught up in the touch, a slow and steady rush. And baby, isn't that the way that love's supposed to be? I can feel you breathe. Just breathe. I can feel the magic floating in the air. Being with you gets me that way.
The ending of an Odyssey that began 60 years ago is the beginning of another one that begins in 2001. And while no one can predict what we'll be doing 60 years from now, the Locomotive and her crew are looking forward to, well, at least the next 30. So for now, it's time to sit back, look forward, and enjoy the ride.
I think I'll take a moment, celebrate my age, the ending of an era and the turning of a page. Now it's time to focus in on where I go from here. Lord, have mercy on my next 30 years. some fun. Try to forget about all the crazy things I've done. Maybe now I've conquered all my adolescent fears, and I'll do it better in my next 30 years. My next 30 years, I'm gonna settle all the scores. Cry a little less, laugh a little more. Find a world of happiness without the hate and fear. Figure out just what I'm doing here in my next 30 years. Here we go. All right. Oh, my next 30 years, I'm gonna watch my weight, eat a few more salads, and not stay up so late.